Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll be frank with you all right now. This was an absolutely atrocious Guild War. You're about to see some absolutely terrible Dark Corvus play, along with the fact that this was Wednesday, the worst day of the week for me. So I was a very, very tired individual, and I was also, quite frankly, very, very pissed off. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw this over to my buddy Alex, and he'll go ahead and cast this for me because I'm quite frankly too pissed off to even think. So yeah, Alex, come on in here.
Oh, hey everybody, what's up? This is Alex, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cast this game here for my good buddy Lucent, and he's really angry about this whole thing, and I think I kind of understand why. So the big reason as to why I think he's so pissed off is because his guild didn't even say in one single solitary way that this entire tower that he's fighting was just all injury. It was all injury, and because it was all injury, he went into this with a Dark Corvus formation because it should absolutely just destroy this. But he couldn't do that because the injury was just so stacked up and crazy against him that the Dark Corvus just eventually fell. So I understand exactly what he's doing here. He was going to bring a Rule of Light because only all the damage was going to go into the Dark Corvus. Schism. And he was going to have the Yulha there, and it was going to basically tank a lot of that extra damage because of Aureus and also Protection Set. Now, the problem is that the injury is coming from the Savior Adin, and the Savior Adin is also protected by the Unbound Knight Arowell. And because it's also protected by the Unbound Knight Arowell, he can't directly go into the Savior Adin, and ultimately, the team that Lucent went in with is just going to straight up fall apart at the seams because injury is an incredibly stupid fucking mechanic. But I completely understand where he's coming from for like why he's so mad, because even with some injury and a soul burn Dark Corvus, he's straight up not able to kill this Savior Adin. And I believe at one point he was so pissed off while he was doing this, and because it was Wednesday, just the worst day ever for him, he just straight up wasn't able to get he wasn't able to focus, because at one point he had Dark Corvus S3 available, but he just wasn't even able to use it. So quite frankly, I really understand where he's coming from. So like right here is his last hurrah. This is his one big last heal that he has left on Rule of Light. But then he goes in with, just takes this hit from the Spirit Eye Celine, and it just straight up takes him out like a bitch. It's just so sad. If only he had some of that adrenochrome that could really have kept him going like the Globalists. But either way, we're going to go ahead and end this first match, and then he's going to go on with his next one. So in his next one here, he's fighting some essential tank shenanigan horseshit. And with this tank shenanigan horseshit, he decided to see, okay, I have absolutely no idea what the fuck he was doing here, because whenever I'm seeing a Senya, and I'm seeing a Lilias, and I'm also seeing an ae-KARINA, you may be thinking that he's going to get cleaved. However, this guy also straight up bait and switched him because his guild didn't tell him jack fucking shit that he's actually going into an injury Lilias. Now, because it's an injury Lilias, the injury Lilias is straight up going to utterly destroy his team. He doesn't even notice the injury as of right now because the barriers are stacking up on his side. However, there's not really much he can really do at this point because he's forgetting one very, very fatal flaw. And that one big flaw is the ae-KARINA is eventually going to absolutely pop off. Now, what he could have done probably is to not use the Unbound Knight Arowell S3, because if he didn't use the Unbound Knight Arowell S3, then he could have had it later for whenever the ae-KARINA pops off, and then he could have stunned it. But of course, that's hindsight 2020. Whatever can you do about that? So he's trying to go into this as slow as possible, and he also has the Doris with him for God knows what reason why. He could have brought really any other healer with him. He probably just wanted that death buff along with all the big heals and the CR push that he could have done with his big Mac Daddy Last Rider Krau. Now, the Last Rider Krau is actually tanking a good bit of these hits. He has souls so that he can soul burn the Last Rider Krau. However, his Unbound Knight Arowell is just straight up getting her shit absolutely fucking rocked. And because she's getting rocked, she's gonna pretty much die on this next turn. Because right here, the ae-KARINA is gonna go absolutely fucking apeshit. Now, the one thing I gotta really talk to you really close about is we need to have ourselves some actual counters to injury, brother. Because whenever we don't have these counters to injury, the real problem is, like, I think it's, I know this for a fact. I have the papers. I've read the white papers. The white papers have straight up said that the globalists are keeping us from our injury savior waifu, Brenus. Brenus is probably going to be that one unit that's going to eventually come out, and she's going to save us from all of this injury horseshit. However, well, we just don't have her yet, and quite frankly, the globalists are keeping that information away from us. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and end this now and say, hey, go to AlexJonesGame.com, download it. 1776 is the price point. NWO Wars.
Thank you, Alex. So, to those of you astute, you probably have realized that I was profoundly pissed off from that first game, and I quite frankly didn't really even want to try for the rest of these fights. I was so pants-shittingly mad, or I guess you could say ass-mad about it, that I just decided to go with tried and true. So, anytime I see a Lua, and I'm going into, like, you know, say a Lua team, I always go into my tried and true of Christy, Shadow Knight Pyllis, and Roana. So, yeah, we're not really fighting a lot of crazy counter shenanigans. We're not really fighting a lot of things that this team's, like, exceptionally swell in. The only thing it's really countering is it's countering Lua. Now, I'm pretty positive this Lua actually does have a lot of effectiveness on her, but she doesn't seem to have enough because we have, you know, 150, and then that's plus 60, so that's 210, and then we have an additional, like, 100 or so from the Christy, so that's like, you know, somewhere around 300 FRES. So, she's not able to touch me as of now, but whenever I do have some damage on my Shadow Knight Pyllis, then she is able to land something. But really, the thing that has already happened is we've killed the one threat. The one threat really being Savior Adin. So the reason why that all works is because Shadow Knight Pyllis has a lot of additional, like, you know, hit chance on her. The hit chance is on the S3. Actually, it's on the entire fucking kit, but the S3 has even more hit chance on it. So the S3 will then eventually go into the Shadow Knight Pyllis, give me a few turns, and I'll eventually kill it. Now, here comes the fun. The fun is we are now forced to either go into the Lua or we're forced to go into the Tywin. Now, the good news is they've lost their big damage dealer. This Tywin is straight up not built for damage. If anything, he's just there to be an annoyance. In fact, I'm not even sure what he's on, if he's on an Aureus or if he's on anything else in particular. I really can't even fucking remember. But either way, he doesn't do enough damage to even break this barrier. See? Didn't even do any damage. Sure, he landed stuns and he landed some defense breaks because of the way in which his S2 works. If he is enraged, then he bypasses effect res, but his chances of doing things to you are not 100%. That's pretty much the thing that keeps him in balance. But he's not really a threat. They've lost their damage dealer, which is Savior Adin, so now it's just a matter of we're just going to have to just wait it out until we eventually win. And don't worry, I definitely did think about that, so the next chance that we get till we really get to Shadow Knight Pyllis' turn, we're going to skip ahead a little bit, and then we'll just straight up kill him. So, right there, he's dead here, because this team is not a threat, and then we'll skip to the next turn where we kill the Lua. Bam. That's gone. So, on to the next one here. And we're fighting a Yulha, a Spector Tenebria, and a Destina. Kind of an odd team to really see after that first team, because it really feels like the first tower that I hit was probably the most interesting tower of them all, because it was straight up bait and switch traps with injury. But here is just straight up, okay, cool, Yulha's there pretty much for damage mitigation and for the sake of doing big, huge honking damage if she has a lot of damage on her. Spector Tenebria is there just for, like, basic damage, and the Destina is there for any and all revival shenanigans. Okay, the whole team's still susceptible to injury. So I'm going to go into this with Doris again. Doris is here strictly just to tank any and all of the hits from the Spector and also to give some death buff to us. The Illynav is there because she actually does a lot of damage and also a lot of injury damage. And then Urban Shadow Choux is, quite frankly, in my honest, very humble opinion, which is actually kind of true. I don't have a very high opinion of myself. I firmly believe that Urban Shadow Choux is the best injury unit in the game. So, just with, like, what, 3 turns that Urban Shadow Choux's taken, and just, like, with a few hits from Illynav as well, the whole team is max injuried, and I've straight up nuked the Destina with the injury from the Urban Shadow Choux as well. All that leaves now is Spector Tenebria. Shazam. Dead. Well, that was fun. Grab a drink, everybody.
So this is hardly surprising.
So, time for this so-so-fun team again. So I see Urban Shadow Choux, but then I also see Senya, and then I see Apocalypse Ravi. Now, I normally fight something like this with, say, Midnight Gale Lilias, but the one little hint that I was given is, like, the guild actually said, hey, that Urban Shadow Choux doesn't have a lot of HP. Don't go into it with Midnight Gale Lilias. It's not going to work. So he's like, oh, okay. Then I won't do that. In that case, I'm going to go into this with max control. So, Doris is there to pretty much bait any and all attacks from the Apocalypse Ravi. The Solitaria of the Snow is there to synergize with Death Dealer Ray, and we are going to do everything in our power to pretty much keep the Senya locked down, because the Senya is the only thing that can really fuck us over. Why is that? Because if we end up getting controlled with Provoke Lock and like Hit Chance, Debuff, you know, all that kind of shit, because my DDR is not running a lot of FRES. He's actually running a lot of Effectiveness and a lot of Bulk. And he's kind of fast. I wouldn't consider him fast. Like, what's the fucking standard? It's like 280 or some shit. Well, you guys are fucking crazy. I don't have that kind of shit. So what we're doing is we're just going to see if we can keep this team locked down as much as we possibly can, especially with Abyssal Crown that's on our Solitaria. And after the first really bad hit that she took from Urban Shadow Shoe, I have my Solitaria on decent HP gear. So because of that, she straight up isn't going to be touched for like the rest of the fight. Because the only thing that was really going to touch her was those light speed, like, Urban Shadow Shoes. Because Urban Shadow Shoes built like Lethe. Lethe is built really, really fast and with a lot of HP. This one doesn't have enough HP. Whatevs. But either way, we've really weathered that first storm, and we've done a lot of damage to the Senya, and she's really almost dead. We just have to go into her one more time right here, and Shazam! The Senya is dead. And by proxy, we've been doing a lot of, AoE damage to the whole team. The Urban Shadow Shoe is also almost dead. So that leaves only one more threat on the field. That's going to be Apocalypse Ravi. Now, Apocalypse Ravi, if she had enough crit damage, could still pose somewhat of a threat in actually killing my Doris. Thankfully for me, we had Death Buff up, and we still had a lot of HP, and we were able to do a little bit of injury. Because we weathered that one S3 that the Apocalypse Ravi was able to do right then and there, we're good, son. So after we really weathered that first hit that she really even, or well, that next hit that she tried to do on Doris, we survived it. We're 100% good in the clear. Because now we're just going to maximize that injury, and we're going to possibly do some stuns, some other horrible, terrible shenanigans to her, and we're good to go. So, like, hey, that's max injury, that's stun, that's speed down, that's as many horrible things as you can imagine on her. All we have to do is just hit her again. Boy, DDR feels really, really fun right now, huh? And now here's our last match. And boy howdy, was I excited about this. That's a Savior Adin. That's also 270 to 280 speed. I hate that shit. Fortunately for me, I actually had a fair amount of bulk on my Aux slots. So even though that Savior Adin was mad, crazy ass, holy shit fast, when you're that fast, you lose a little bit of damage. Thankfully for me, we survived it. Even though it wouldn't have been like the end of the world, it still would have been really, really bad. Either way, we're good. We survived that first hit. We go in, we kill the Savior Adin, and then dual attack right here. Boy, this game just really wants to piss me off today. What? I love Wednesdays. Just the best day of the week. So we lost our attack buff there because I was going to bring Oxlots back right here. However, now it's Arunka's turn, and I'm like, I can't really take a risk here. Let's just go for it and see how much damage we do. I had a pretty good feeling this wasn't going to kill. Of course it didn't. So hey, whatever. We'll go in and soul burn. We'll boost her back up, and then we'll hit with this. This may kill. She may like salvo. Whatever. Hopefully we would do enough damage there, and we did. So now we're in the clear. And of course, instead of, like actually killing the opponent, I just start actually playing with my food at this point. I'm invoking my inner Arunka at this point. I'm a cat playing with their food. So I'm waiting for Unbound Knight Arowell to go in with the S3 so I can kill with the so I can kill with my S3. Because I'm a fucking idiot. That's the only reason why I'm dragging this out as much as I am. But like either way, man, dude, fuck this GuildWar. This GuildWar fucking pissed me off, man. Like there was so much dumb shit in this thing, and a lot of it was kind of my fault. But like at the same time, I don't know. I just need to find more solutions for fighting some of those earlier tank teams, because like right there, I was just straight up destroyed by surprise injury shit. like just surprise injury shit just utterly destroyed me. But hey. Whatever. There's the S3 from the Unbound Knight Arowell. Now we'll go in with our S3, and we'll just kill it. And straight up, there was some bulk on that Unbound Knight Arowell, because normally we do like 33k or something. We did 26 there. Bro, just give it fucking Death Pen. Just give the damn skill Death Pen if they have barriers up, and then it will fucking guarantee it will kill so much shit. But, like, okay, whatever. So yeah, maybe I'm a little bit irritated. Okay, yeah, you caught me. But either way, this was the Guild War. I hope you guys rather enjoyed it a lot more than I did making it. Yeah, the first two matches, I don't really have a defense for it. Maybe if I knew that there was going to be injury shenanigans there, maybe I would have done something different. I don't know, man. That's just the way in which it is. And this is where, like, my current opinion on injury is, especially because DDR is actually kind of fucking insane right now, is, why the fuck is there still no answer to injury? Like, seriously, what's the answer to injury, guys? It's to cleave the other team. And now, like, but that doesn't make any design sense, because injury is literally something that either is built into a kit of a character, or it's just straight up, literally anyone can have it. Like, anyone can have it, because it's a set. It's a set gear that can go on any character. So then, how do you know that you're going to go into injury unless, like, you just have a feeling? I just got a feeling, man. It's totally gonna work. But, like, I mean, that's just my 2 cents, and, like, why I'm so ass mad about it is, like, I kind of hate fighting injury because there's a surprise aspect to it. I don't know. Maybe that's like my own kind of gear problem, because, like, you know, I consider all of my stuff on my account to be mid as fuck. But whatever. Hey, in other news, I recently finished promoting every single character to 6-star. Yay! Guess what it's time to do now? Time to get everybody's friendship to 10, and also get everybody awakened to 6. Woo! Wish me luck. I wonder how long that's gonna take. But either way, man, hopefully you guys rather enjoyed this Guild War. If you did, I would appreciate it if you would leave a like. It does wonders for my mental health, because I sure as shit need it. And if you want to see more of my stuff, go ahead and hit subscribe. I hope to see you guys again some other day. Later.